Hello, my name is Jessica Evans, and I've chosen to do this project on a country that is very near and dear to my heart, Guatemala. I was able to visit the country of Guatemala when I adopted my son in 2005. When you fly into Guatemala City, it is definitely a tale of two cities. There is the city, which is very metropolitan, big buildings, hotels, restaurants, but outside of the city limits, it's very rural. Most of the residents don't even have electricity. The Mayan civilization was founded in about 2500 BC and ended in the 1500s, but much of the lifestyle and innovations they created are still in Guatemala today. According to the book Culture and Customs of Guatemala, the Olmecs were the first people to discover Guatemala in 3000 BC, but by 2500 BC, the Olmecs had faded away and the Mayans had risen to power. The Mayans are credited with many of the innovations that we use today, including architecture, science, math. According to the article Immersed in Guatemala by Doug Hansen, the time of the Mayans, most of Europe was in the Dark Ages as the Mayan civilization was flourishing. You can still see the tallest pyramid in the world, which was part of the Mayan Empire, in El Morado. The system of writing that was created by the Mayans is called glyphs. It is the most ancient form of writing, and it tells the story of the rise and fall of the Mayan Empire. Even though the height of the Mayan civilization was centuries ago, many in Guatemala still identify with the traditions and customs that were set forth by their ancestors. And many in Guatemala, many outside of the city still dress in the traditional traje, which is the suit in Spanish. This consists of a hand-woven shirt called a hupel, which this is, and a hand-woven skirt called a corte. Weaving is an important part of the Mayan culture dating back to early civilization and is done today throughout Guatemala. Traditional weaving is done on what's called a backstrap loom. According to the book Cultures and Customs of Guatemala, backstrap looms are warp yarns stretched over two sticks or end bars that are then attached to a backstrap around the hips of the woman, and the other end is tied to a tree, a rope, a bush, or some similar object. The job of weaving is mainly done by women, as the men of the village have to go out and harvest the crops to bring to market. When the conquistadors conquered Guatemala in the 1500s, they said that each village had to have a certain color of yarn used in their weavings to identify them. In addition to traditional clothing that is representative of their ancestors, the food of Guatemala also dates back to the Mayans. A staple of any Mayan household is maize. It's a corn ground down to flour and used to make tortillas. Traditional tortillas are always made by hand. Another dish that is traditionally Guatemalan is pepian. Pepian is a chicken stew that is made with chicken, rice, chilies, and squash seeds. It's a dish that is traditionally served with rice and tortillas on a special occasion. In addition to weaving, one thing Guatemala is well known for is their coffee. The region is perfect for growing coffee due to the high altitude, humidity, and precipitation. Some of the best known areas for coffee are Antigua, the Highlands, and Lake Adelon. In these areas, they celebrate the harvest of the coffee with a special festival in February. One of the other things that Guatemala and the Mayans are known for is chocolate. The Olmecs were the first to discover the chocolate, but the Mayans were the first to document how to use it. Cacao is one of Guatemala's top exports as well, so thanks to the Mayans, we are awake and indulging. As you can see, Guatemala is a beautiful country full of rich history and tradition. They identify closely with their ancestors and carry those traditions set forth so many centuries ago. If you ever have an opportunity to visit Guatemala, I highly recommend you go. You will be immersed in a history as old as time and with people who will bring that history to life. My time in the country was very short, but I am looking forward to taking my son back to his birth country to show him how beautiful Guatemala truly is. Thank you.